Today, in Cook From Home, we will be making spaghetti and meatballs. For the sauce, you will need 2 796 milliliter cans of crushed tomatoes, 4 cloves of garlic diced, 1 onion diced, 1 pepper diced, 2 stalks of celery diced, 1 tablespoon parsley, 2.5 tablespoons oregano, 1 tablespoon rosemary, 2 teaspoons thyme, 1 tablespoon basil, salt and pepper to taste. Heat your oil on a medium to high heat. Once your oil is nice and hot, add your onions, the garlic, and your pepper. This is also the time to add your celery. I did not have celery at the time of making this recipe, so it's not included in the video. Saute on a medium to high heat, stirring continuously until your onions start to go a little bit translucent and everything is partially cooked. Once your onions and peppers have partially cooked, add your tomatoes. Give it a quick stir. Add all your spices. And stir it up to mix it in really well. Once you've mixed it in really well, reduce your temperature to a low and simmer until the spices have infused into the tomato. Usually takes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Make sure that you cover it and stir occasionally. If you find that your sauce is a little bit bitter or too acidic, feel free to add a couple teaspoons of sugar to cut the acid. At any point now, you can add the meatballs when they are done. For the meatballs, you will need 1 pound ground beef, 1/2 pound ground pork, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 egg, 1/4 cup parmesan, 1 tablespoon parsley, 2 tablespoons oregano, 1 teaspoon thyme, 1/2 tablespoon basil, and salt and pepper to taste. Line your baking sheet with parchment or use a little bit of oil on the bottom of it. In a large bowl, combine your meat, egg, cheese, garlic, and all your spices. Mix everything together really well. You can use a spoon or something if you like, but I far rather use my hands. Once your meat mixture is completely mixed and you feel like it's a little bit too dry, feel free to add an extra half or full egg until it's feeling nice and sticky. If you add breadcrumbs to your mixture, you're gonna need to add more egg for sure. Once it's all mixed up, start making your meatballs and place them onto your parchment-lined baking sheet. You can make your meatballs any size that you would like, and depending on the size you make will depend on how long it takes to cook them. Place your meatballs into your preheated oven and allow them to cook until the internal temperature has reached 140 degrees. Depending on how large you've made your meatballs will depend on how long they need to cook for. Once the meatballs' internal temperature has reached 140, remove them from the oven and set them aside. If your sauce is already done or ready to have the meatballs added, then you can put them straight in. Stir until your meatballs are completely coated, and then continue to allow it to simmer for an additional 10 minutes or until your noodles are done. Serve hot over top of freshly cooked noodles. You can garnish with some parsley or freshly grated parmesan and enjoy.